this video, I'm going to take you through the top 10 luxury interior design trends of 2024. You'll want to stick around because each tip does not require you breaking the budget and spending a fortune in order to be able to get that designer look. Trend number 1, sustainable and eco-friendly materials. In an era where environmental concerns take center stage, luxury interior design is adopting a greener method. Sustainable and eco-friendly materials are no longer an option, they are an absolute priority. Eco-conscious materials like reclaimed wood, bamboo, and organic fabrics are hot. Bring nature indoors with plants, natural textures like stone and beautiful woven materials, and plenty of natural light. Upcycling your furniture. There are so many ways to do this. You can bring new life to your furniture by reupholstering, restaining, sanding, refinishing, and you can buy fabrics that are remnants. There are plenty of them that are out there, and you can look for free furniture on platforms such as Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, and you can bring new life into these pieces. A lot of people will actually gift furniture because they just don't have the wherewithal to get rid of them, because you'd have to actually hire a mover to get rid of furniture. So if you've got a truck, you can get yourself some free furniture. Definitely shop secondhand. This is my absolute favorite thing to do. I much prefer it to going and buying either online or in a retail store. I find things are so much better in their quality and so much more visually appealing that I always say you need to go to OfferUp, you need to go to Cherish, you need to go to eBay, you need to go to your local estate sales. And there's a great website called estatesales.net. In the entire country, if there is a sale within 50 miles of your home, it will be on that website. Another great place to get reclaimed wood and bricks are salvage yards. Don't forget them. They can be used to create a little scenario, or maybe a fireplace, or maybe you want to redo the brick inside of your fireplace. Well, this is the place to get them. They also have a lot of unique cabinet doors and flooring. We cannot ignore the color explosion that is happening. I am so pleased, even though everything in here is cream, that there is color in design, because really the essence of design has always been, from the get-go, from the days of Frances Elkins and from the days of Dorothy Draper, color was what designers used and what homeowners were afraid to use, and therefore they hired their interior designers to incorporate color seamlessly into their home. So, you know, this lack of color is really banal and boring. So definitely incorporate color into your space, but color that can be transitioned in case you get tired of them. That is my number one advice when it comes to color. I love it in art, I love it on walls, I love it on ceilings, I love it in accessories, but then keep your basic pieces neutral so that they will have and stand the test of time and continue to feel and look luxurious. There's another trend that's happening in kitchens that I am really into, which was basically happening 20 years ago and 20 years before that and in 20 years, and that is painting your cabinets in a very neutral color. So it could be a neutral mint green, it could be a neutral beige, it could be a cocoa. This is, although very sort of 2000s, it is a very good look, and you can pick up some of the colors in the raw materials that you're using for your countertops, whether it's quartzite, marble, quartz, whatever it may be. Pick up a neutral color within your marble and put it on your cabinets, and this really creates a very chic look. Next up is a very hot trend, but before I get into that, I'm going to ask you guys to click that subscribe button. Why? Well, 71% of you amazing viewers who come back week after week have not pushed the subscribe button, and it only takes a second and makes a huge difference for this channel. It's totally free and it keeps things going. Another continuing trend that I've been seeing is the biophilic design. So plants are a great start for nature-inspired spaces, but there's so much to choose from that it becomes daunting. So think natural shapes, calming colors, using upcycled, recycled stuff. So biophilia doesn't have to be expensive. Skip expensive plants, because what happens with plants like mine that are expensive, I mean, they're gorgeous, this black olive tree, is that they're fickle, they're expensive, they're hard to maintain. So, you know, make life easy for yourself. I actually have to have a plant whisperer come, I am not joking, and give this plant love, because I am very bad with plants. So skip expensive plants and propagate easy care varieties like snake plants, spider plants, things of that nature, and ask friends or family for clippings. Or you can also buy these pots that have the seeds, and you can grow them, and this will allow you to be able to have beautiful branches in your home. Now, if you can't afford plants everywhere, I get that. They can be very expensive, time consuming to water and take care of. Then actually what you can do is mirror them by adding a mirror strategically so that they're reflecting into the other areas of your home. The best place to place plants, and I still get this question time and time again during my Zoom calls. By the way, speaking of which, if you guys need to book a call with me, which I love seeing your faces and I love chatting with you about your life, about your designs, about what you're thinking, you can just easily click a Zoom link, which is in the description section, and next thing you know, my calendar comes up, you book a session, and we're ready to roll. The best place to put your plants are definitely in corners, especially plants like Monstera Deliciosa for an instant jungle vibe. Those are absolutely gorgeous, and they keep growing and growing. And for those of you who are afraid of plants and kill plants like I do, perhaps you could use a very good high budge sort of silk faux plants, which I am not against, and especially if you've got if you are a heavy traveler and you're not going to be home, there's no way you're not going to kill your plant. So those are absolutely acceptable, especially if they look very real, and there are some that look spectacularly good. Another thing that you can do is do living wall masterpieces. This is going to give you a little bit of work, but they are gorgeous, and having different species using test tubes and glass bottles is a really friendly and easy budget way to bring in a lot of the nature into your space. By the way, where can you find all these glass bottles? Well, thrift away. There are so many stores that you can thrift these glass jars from. You could even do an array of different pots and planters outside. And it just looks so unbelievable, and it looks almost like an art piece. So there is no reason why you guys can't be doing that. Now, if you've been feeling like your space is a little bit beige and bland and hotel lobby like, then it's time to inject some personality. This trend is all about creating contrast and balance, allowing each piece to shine in its own right. So, for example, a mid-century modern chair paired with a contemporary table, or a Rococo mirror with a vintage sort of completely worn out rug. These combinations tell a story of absolute timelessness. Mixing vintage and modern, it's my thing, it's my signature style. A lot of my clients who hire me have the exact same style. They love mixing pieces. They love that eclectic look, and it's a guaranteed way to avoid sterile showroom looks or catalog looks that you definitely want to avoid. Mixing vintage and modern doesn't need to be perfectly matchy. It's about really picking, you know, for instance, bold patterns or some contemporary furniture with a sleek modern lamp, and, you know, a touch of this and a touch of that in a way that's done tastefully. It could be the key. Now, this approach not only adds layers of texture and interest to your home, but it also offers an attainable way to decorate. One of my favorite things to do is to look for artisanal and handcrafted pieces, which you can definitely get on Etsy. I have found so many gorgeous hand-painted or handmade pottery that would normally cost hundreds of dollars, or pillow covers that are brocade that are done by hand that look very expensive, and all of that can be done without that hefty price tag. In an age of mass production, finding handmade pieces are the key to creating a curated space. So you want things of authenticity, you want things of character, you want a little signature, you want a story, and that's how you're going to be able to showcase unique pieces that tell these stories. And when friends come over and you have dinner parties, you can talk about these pieces. Scour these websites that have artisanal pieces. There are so many of them that are available today. I would just go to Google and type in artisanal handmade products, and all sorts of things are going to come up, not only in your area, but also online that you can purchase. Also, a lot of these local artisans have these local online shops. They also have flea markets that you can attend. So make sure you scour your regional area for markets such as the Rose Bowl in Pasadena in our area. So whatever area you're in, they do have markets where you can find some great pieces. Ceilings are no longer an afterthought. In 2024, they're taking center stage. They're taking center stage with moldings, applied techniques, lime washing, plastering, beading, beadboard, endless things that are happening with ceilings. So don't forget them. If there's something that's missing in your home and it feels very bland and boring, think about your ceiling for a moment and see what you can do to give it a little bit of character. Also, don't forget wallpaper on ceilings. It is a very good trick. That is probably the easiest, most inexpensive way of doing it, because doing millwork, of course, takes time, it takes knowledge. So at a minimum, what you can do is bring in a textured wallpaper and put it to your ceiling, or envelop the entire room in that wallpaper. That is something that we're seeing a lot of, this color drenching notion that I talk about. Don't forget, MDF is your friend. So you do not have to buy wood in order to get the wood look. You can certainly buy MDF moldings. MDF moldings are a little bit softer, so that if you do bump into them, they will show a little sign, but we put them in many homes and they don't age as well as wood does. But if they're on your ceiling, certainly nobody's going to notice, and you can always repair them as well. This trend is about mixing and matching textures, materials, and patterns to create a space that's dynamic and engaging. By playing with different materials and finishes, you can create a space that feels alive, and that's really key. Throw pillows are an easy and affordable way to add texture into your home, and I always caution on over decorating. So be very mindful as to how many pillows you bring in. For example, on this sofa, I've got 2. And I love these because they look like Bottega. They're leather. They're actually a very great brand by the name of Koff, K-O-F-F. I have these in my home, but I only have 2 on this entire sofa. The other end of the sofa is empty. Why? Because I like it to be a little bit different. So think outside the box. Don't put 2 matching pillows on either side. Put 2 perhaps on one side, or put the round balls, or put longer sort of lumbar pillows on your sofa. Those are much more interesting and will elevate your space. The next thing is a textured rug. Layering rugs, a textured rug is a great way to do it. I love sisal. Sisal is the most inexpensive fabric you will find in terms of, a jute rug. You can get it at IKEA. I kid you not, I have multi-million-dollar clients that we furnish multi-million-dollar homes for, and we use sisal. We use sisal because it adds a lot of beautiful texture. And what better way to downplay a very fancy house with sisal? It just makes it feel less snobby, if that's a way to describe it. It makes it feel more homey. It makes it feel more approachable. Not everybody who has a very fancy house wants very fancy furnishings. They want to almost dumb it down so that it feels very approachable and livable. And that is what we're trying to do here, is create the luxury without the luxury wallet. Don't forget, you can definitely bring furniture pieces with different finishes and materials. A sleek modern sofa can look so good with a very, very, very rustic wooden stool. I have in my bathroom a 3,000-pound marble egg-shaped tub. I'm not even going to discuss how difficult that was to transport and bring into this house. I mean, machinery movers, shall we say. It's a very sleek, very beautiful masterpiece, in my opinion. And I have a very old, beat up, cheap, it was $5, I kid you not, stool right next to it. And it's a wooden stool, and it just is the perfect combination. Technology continues to revolutionize the way that we live, and interior design is no different. The key to incorporating smart home technology is to focus on solutions that make your life easier. So if you don't like turning on and off your lights, or you want to be able to turn them on and off when you're away from your home, do those. They are not expensive to do. Google Home has a great way for you to be able to turn your TV on and off. There are so many apps and so many ways of doing that. And this is going to elevate not only your home, but your lifestyle and the ease at which you can live. If your space needs a touch of warmth, a touch of luxe, which I know you guys love, then bringing brass is the great way to do it, but not just any brass. You want to bring in brass that is a living finish, in my opinion. So unlacquered brass is the way to go. Unlacquered brass means that it hasn't been treated to remain exactly the same. I made a mistake. I got lacquered brass in my home. This was 10 years ago, and I regret it wholeheartedly. Can I unlacquer lacquered brass? That is a good question I just asked myself. I'm gonna find out. But if you're gonna buy brass, make sure it's aged brass. And if you are the kind of person that doesn't like living finishes, then definitely get an aged brass that is made to stay, meaning it's not going to change, it's just going to look aged, and it's not going to be a bother, and it's not going to be an eyesore. Having these golden glows and these subtle touches in your home are really going to bring that elevated look that you're looking for. A final trend is a nod to my favorite period of all time, is the Art Deco period. Soft, curved line. Furniture with rounded edges not only softens the overall look of a room, but it also adds an element of comfort and luxury. Thrift store, flea markets, as I said, are treasure troves for curved furniture and curved pieces. So look for pieces that are round, that are beautiful, that have accent chairs with curved backs, with uniqueness that embody this curvy trend and really bring the warmth and accessibility into your home. As I mentioned, pillows make a big difference, and round pillows are very budget friendly items that you can bring in, and you can just put one on a sofa as a statement. Make statements with the things that you buy. Find these curvy pieces that will be juxtaposed against very linear pieces of furniture like a credenza or perhaps a desk, and mix them. Make sure that you have the curve sitting next to a linear piece and a linear piece sitting next to a curved piece. You can also update your coffee table easily. For instance, if you have a top, you can remove the legs and then add curved legs to your coffee table. This is an easy DIY. I know a lot of you are so good at doing this, and those of you that aren't can actually take it to a local carpenter and say, okay, I would like round wood legs for this coffee table, and this could be easily done. So it's not about buying everything new, but it's repurposing, restyling, refinishing, and creating those beautiful curves. Another luxe interior design trend that is a must are statement mirrors. Most statement mirrors are vintage. They are everywhere, they're ubiquitous. Another way to do this is to add a round, large rug into your home, and that's going to soften your space. It's going to define a seating area. You can do a plethora of chairs around and around seating area with a round coffee table and a round rug. All of that is going to really be definitive and very lovely. For more design inspiration, smash that like button and check out my next video on how to debunk design myths and exactly how to beautify your space. See you there.